All right, y'all, let's have some fun here. So Lauren Boebert went to the show Beetlejuice in Denver. It's at like the Denver Theater or a theater in Denver. And apparently she's dating some guy who's a bar owner who also happens to be a Democrat. Funny fact, this dude had or has drag shows at his bar. This is something that, like, the main right-wing freakout, the hysterical freakout has been about drag shows being evil, immoral, etc. And here she is dating a guy who is proudly having those shows at his bar. All right, but this became a big deal because Lauren Boebert and her date were kicked out of Beetlejuice. Now, why is that? Well, there's a list of reasons. Number one, apparently she was vaping in there. Number two, she was taking pictures when you're not allowed to take pictures. Number three, she was being very disruptive by, like, singing and dancing. And so, like, she was annoying people with how she was moving and that she was, like, screaming the songs or whatever. And then there's also one other reason why they were kicked out. And you're about to see a wee bit of that right here. Basically, she was being disruptive the entire time. By the way, also on the way out, she like was arguing with the people and gave the security the middle finger or whatever. Anyway, but here's the part which became the most viral for obvious reasons. This is what went down. Watch. All right. For everybody just listening to this podcast style, you have her date is feeling all up on her titties. He's got the hand going full effect. Her hand is on his dick. Now she's got both hands on his dick. All right, so this isn't really all that subtle. So hands all up on the titties. Her hand all up on his dick and balls. There's one. Now we get the other one. Okay. Now, I think the only reason why they even released this video is because she was acting early on like, I didn't even do anything wrong. I don't even know what you guys are talking about. And they're like, oh, really? And so you got, the theater released this video. So she comes out and, I guess, responds to the scandal. And let's see what she had to say.
We just had Kevin McCarthy, the Speaker of the House, announce an impeachment inquiry yesterday. We're facing a government shutdown and trying to fund the federal government. We have a wide open southern border. We have Zelensky threatening to send refugees here. And what's the top story? Lauren Boebert getting kicked out of the Buell Theater in Denver, Colorado.
It's what the media does. It's what the media does. So
yes,
what went down?
I was a little too eccentric. I'm very known for having a animated personality, maybe overtly animated personality. I was laughing, I was singing, having a fantastic time, was told to kind of settle it down a little bit, which I did. But then my next slip up was taking a picture of
you can't take any images of the play. I've done it too. I've snuck them. Shh. Right. So you got thrown out because you took a pic and you weren't supposed to.
God, this host is so annoying. Jesus Christ, man. What a loser. Shut up.
But here's my whole thing.
There was no arguing. There's reports saying that I was arguing, threatening to call the Denver mayor. I don't know why I would ever call the Denver mayor. I think he would have tried to lock me up.
Yeah.
There were reports saying I was on the board of something. I don't know what I'm on the board of. I'm on the edge of a lot of things, let me tell you.
Edge? Edge. I was edging my partner. I mean, I was on the edge of things. Come on.
Well, probably the people that complained, here's what I'm thinking. You're in Denver, Lauren. It's very liberal. The people that complained to the ushers that you were being noisy could have recognized you and been like, oh, that's...
Oh, yeah. Oh, it's a witch hunt. It's a witch hunt. You have a right to jack off your date. You have a right to annoy everybody in the theater. Come on. Their victim complex is endless.
Girl. Yeah, exactly. You know how they are. I get it. Congresswoman Lauren Boebert, I think you explained it well enough, and the mainstream media can take a fly. And you take care. Have a good day.
Everybody's talking about this. And the point that everybody's making that I think is absolutely fair and completely 100% accurate is, man, you can find a montage of Lauren Boebert leaning into the whole, like, bro, Christianity, bro, family values, bro. Family values, bro. Have I mentioned family values, bro? Like, this is the whole, like, bro, I'm pro-life. I'm pro-traditional marriage, bro. I'm pro-traditional marriage, bro. Even now, one of the causes on the right is, like, end no-fault divorce. Of course, Marjorie Taylor Greene is divorced. So all this big talk about, we got to be model American citizens, bro. We got to live conservatively, bro. And then she's in the theater, like, jacking people off. I'm going to jack you off. You want to be jacked off, bro? I'll jack you off. Oh, man. So I got to be honest with you guys. I'd give her a total pass if she wasn't a colossal hypocrite on the family values trash. I'd give her a total pass. Now, look, to be fair, this is more like, 21-year-old type activity. Getting a hand job in a theater, right? Vaping at a place where you're not supposed to vape. I mean, I can't talk. I was at the tennis U.S. Open the other week, and I vaped, and then one of the security guards was like, Stop it, bro, we'll kick you out. And I was like, all right, hey, my bad. I didn't know I couldn't vape. I didn't, because the stadium's kind of like outside, right? Like the top was uncovered, and so I didn't think it was a big deal. Apparently it was. Anyway, but put everything together, disrupting the show, singing, recording, vaping, jacking people off, getting your titties felt up, 21-year-old type behavior, but total pass if you weren't a moral, grandstanding prick, acting like you're holier than thou for everybody, acting like you're all about Christianity. So, would have given a total pass. Can't give it now just because she's such a hypocrite. But look, if the shoe was on the other foot and you had a politician who wasn't a morally grandstanding prick, harping away on Christian values, then I do give a total pass, right? Good example is the woman running in, I forget her name now, but she's running in Virginia, and apparently her and her husband did some sex acts online, recorded it to try to get some tips, and everybody, the opposing campaign released it as a coordinated revenge porn hit job to try to go after her, and it's like, no, see, she's not running on I'm a Christian, I'm all about moral values, I'm all about being prudish. So, total pass to her. Total pass. She shouldn't do anything wrong. She's not a hypocrite. She's not contradicting her own value set. So, who cares? And I would be saying the same thing for Lauren Boebert if she wasn't such a deep hypocrite. Which leads me to the final point I want to make here, which is, at the same time this story came out, about a day before, we got this story. So, Kristi Noem is, of course, the governor of, South or North Dakota? It doesn't matter. They're the same. One of them is Doug Burgum. The other one is Kristi Noem. Anyway, so she's the governor of one of those states. And I think she's going to be Trump's VP pick because she checks every box. Like, sycophantically loyal to him, really boring. He doesn't want somebody who's charismatic because then they outshine him. And a woman. Like, that's what he wants. She fits the ticket perfectly. Okay. So we learned that Kristi Noem and was having a long-term affair with Corey Lewandowski. Lewandowski was one of Trump's right-hand men, and a big article came out detailing, they would go to these conferences that you wouldn't expect them to go to, and the reason they were going to it is so that they could get together and fuck behind the scenes in the hotel. And, again, I don't care. It's their private life. You do what you want, but the problem is they're married. They're both married, respectively, not to each other, to other people, and they talk a big game about Christianity and family values. Boo! So here, let's watch this little montage.
We must be people who act on values and character.
Maybe some people have no values. I don't know.
The importance of family values.
My family. I've got 4 young kids. I've got a wife who lives in New Hampshire.
Republican, conservative principles and values.
Fighting every day for the core values.
My faith is incredibly important to me.
Faith is so important.
Faith created the person that I am today, and that's how I make my decisions.
You had to look into your faith for that. And I called Jerry Falwell Jr.
We've seen our society, our culture degrade as we've removed God out of our lives.
The hypocrisy of left. All these people who make accusations against other candidates only to find out that their own house is not in order.
God's faithfulness in our life every day. If you don't have that in your life, then your emotions and fear can control you and make you not have the discernment and the wisdom that you need.
And what we have finally seen is some of those things are coming back to haunt those very same people.
Are you considering a run for the presidency?
I think it's best if I stay focused where I am and continue to visit with my family and pray.
Mike Pence sat there and we prayed together, and I have never been so humbled of anything in my life.
And I'm hopeful that people will not just know me for COVID.
They definitely know you for more than just COVID now. So, by the way, that article is crazy, detailing their affair, because there was a time when Lewandowski is apparently just a total dog, man, because so not only is he cheating on his wife with Kristi Noem, they had a long-term thing going, probably still do, but also there's a moment where they're at some, donor retreat or something, and it's at a restaurant, and Lewandowski sees some other woman he's attracted to. He goes and sits next to her, gets absolutely hammered drunk, and then he starts bragging to her about his dick, and he starts talking about how, my dick is longer than, my dick is abnormally long. He said something like that, and this woman was, terrified and mortified, and apparently she spoke to whoever did the article. It may have been Politico, I don't remember. And still after that, him and Kristi Noem are still seen together, and, this guy's a total dog. And again, look, I'm not judging people. You do whatever the hell you want to do. It's none of my business. It only becomes my business when you're a total, blatant, brazen hypocrite and you're telling everybody you're holier than thou and you're all about family values and, you know, all that nonsense. So anyway, there you have it. That was the big story of the week. Salacious nonsense, but there you go. Hey, y'all, do me a favor and like and subscribe. It helps out big time in the algorithm. Click the bell as well for notifications when videos drop, and watch that video on screen right now. You know you want to.